Ian, welcome back to the channel. Just wanted to pop in and do a little mod review with you guys. I stopped playing Skyrim earlier this year. I had devoted hundreds of hours into it. And I let my brother borrow the copy, and over the Thanksgiving holiday, he brought it back because he had played through it enough. And because I am weak, I decided I would play some more on Xbox One Special Edition. I found a mod called Livia Salvian Revamped. I had a lot of fun with it, but I found that there are very few resources for walking through it online. So I wanted to offer the community something that they might be needing after I beat the mod, and just want to help out in any way that I can. So I am going to show everyone how to find Livia and progress through her personal quest to complete the mod. I hope you enjoy. And let's get into it. You will find Livia at the beginning of a new playthrough, well, at any stage of a playthrough. I just started a new character for this. You'll find her in Dragon's Reach.
You're the adventurer whom I've been hearing so much about. I'm currently on a break from the Legion, but I don't want to just sit here and enjoy the weather. I want to see some more action. So, if you want a traveling companion, you can find me here. It's always better to go on adventures with someone watching your back. Just say the word when you're ready to travel with me.
Now you'll notice it's a little slow at first.
Jarl Balgrup is not receiving visitors.
Ma'am, I'm not here for you yet. I was here for
this interrupt.
You've said this, yes. I have news for the dragon attack.
Come on then. The Jarl will want to speak to you personally.
I'm actually not going to do that just yet. Alright, Livia. Now you'll notice that at the end of certain dialogue options with Livia, that there's an awkward pause, like some of the lines didn't get recorded. That's just, you just have to roll with that, okay? So we're going to start by saying, "Join my journey, Livia." As you can see right now, the dialogue was not recorded properly. So that will happen every now and then. But for right now, Livia is in our party. And it does not affect any follower capacity that I've noticed. I did try the Dawnguard DLC. I noticed that I can't travel with Livia and Serana at the same time. So keep that in mind. Other than that, not too many bugs. It's a long quest, so this is going to be several videos in order to get all the information out that I need to. But as you can see, she has a custom armor set, enchanted sword, Imperial design.
Say Helgen got hit by a dragon. One of those horrors
yes.
comes here. We'll be ready.
Wonderful. Outstanding. It's a long mod. There is a lot to learn about her character, about her origin story. It's a lot of fun, though. Now, there are some things that are vague, and there might be some bugs, but we can work through that. And that's kind of the purpose of this playthrough, is to show you what you might have some trouble with as we go. Now, you want to typically save right before you speak with her, because you never know if there could be a bug. Here's one example. "Hey, Livia. I was thinking we could be more intimate." And you can attempt to make amorous advances. If you do that, this will happen.
How dare you? I am not one of those sluts whose dignity is not, and offer themselves to you freely. I will continue to fight alongside you for the weight of our tasks, but you can give up those shameful thoughts. And if you use any tricks to force me against my will, may the gods curse your path for all eternity.
So, if you do that, you will immediately fail the romance quest for Livia. So you always want to load back to that save. That way you don't completely mess yourself up, if that's the outcome of this quest you were aiming for. Now, Livia has a long quest that requires a lot of in-game waiting. But the best way to get through that is to just go adventuring with her. I'm going to do the main quest, so we're going to go to Bleak Falls Barrow. We're going to fast travel to Riverwood. Now, you'll notice that I have a heavily modded playthrough because I've beaten vanilla Skyrim enough and I don't want to do that anymore. So I have a couple of things that help me out. I have a mod that lets me jump 5 times higher than normal. I have Aladon's Ultimate Armory, I think that's what it's called, that allows me to boost my character. I am playing on Legendary difficulty, but I'm so overpowered that it doesn't really matter. I got like an extra night sky mod. I also have this little grappling gun right here. It uses stamina to let you, teleport like so. I did find that if you do it too much, it will absolutely crash your game. So please keep that in mind. You don't want to zip around too much because you will crash. It's fun to, climb mountains and traverse stretches of land that you haven't gone through yet, but you don't want to abuse it, that's for sure. So, as we travel with Livia, she will make some remarks. She'll often sing or hum. You can also ask her to stop doing that. It won't affect the outcome. That's just, your personal preference. You can trade with her. I tend to use her as a pack mule, but that's fine. I'm also using Ariel's bow because I like it. And also have 10,000 arrows, so everything's cool. Once I make sure I've cleared a path right here, let's try talking to Livia and see if we can learn anything about her. I don't think there's a wolf right there. Livia!
Hey.
Tell me about yourself.
What do you want to know?
Let's start with the most basic question. Where did you come from?
I came from Coral, where my family's seat of power is at. The wealthiest city of Cyrodiil, second only to the capital itself. I'm here in Skyrim due to my duty as a Legionnaire, but right now I am on a break from my duties, so I can explore Skyrim on my own. This has been most fascinating. Ever since I was a little girl, I've always been enthralled by the ancient Nordic legends.
Coral is the wealthiest city in Cyrodiil?
Not
Really?
just Cyrodiil, but all of the Empire. While the other cities such as Anvil and Cheydinhal declined and withered, Coral grew stronger. The economic success of my home was a miracle to many, but to those who made it happen, it was the fruit of hard work and careful planning. My father, Amulius, was among those who turned Coral from an ordinary town to a city that rivals the capital itself.
Who are your parents?
My mother was a princess of Daggerfall before the Blanchett Rebellion and a powerful sorceress. She chose to give up her land and titles after my father won the war for her, to marry him and follow him to Cyrodiil. As for my father, Amulius, he is the High Chancellor of the Elder Council and the 8th Champion of Cyrodiil. Now, don't be intimidated by these titles. Once you've heard them for as many times as I have, they sound only natural.
And you trust me enough to tell me who you are?
Why not? Even if you attempt any funny business, I am more than able to defend myself. Or die trying. Let's bring the fight to the wicked.
Can you tell me anything about your father,
You
Amulius?
can take these books from me. They describe my father's early life. But I'll be glad to answer any question about him. He is my father, after all.
And you'll get a whole bunch of copies of the 8th Champion.
Hello.
Do you have any specific interest, Livia?
I do. While other noble girls stayed at home dreaming about their white knights, I found joy in the stories of the past. And given how the events of the Fourth Era led to the rise of my family, it's hard not to be interested. Part of my duties as the 3rd child of the Salvian family.
Well, share your interest with me then. Tell me more about the 4th
I'm
Era.
happy to hear that. Take this book from me. It's the timeline of the 4th Era. When you have questions, ask. I should be able to answer.
I won't be
We
reading
will
through all of
bring
that
the
with you
light
right
to
now.
this
We'll just
place.
skip to this part. I've read the 4th Era's timeline, but I have some questions.
Of course.
There was an emperor called Aurelius who ventured into Argonia. What happened?
He simply vanished. No one knew what became of him. Some guessed the Anzalil captured him and offered him as a sacrifice to the Hist. Others speculated that it was a political assassination. But either way, that happened almost a century ago. Even if there was any evidence, they're no longer recoverable.
Don't you think it's worth investigating?
No, I don't. It's an event of the past, and the Empire did just fine without Emperor Aurelius I's reign of folly. One Aurelius in the Empire's history is more than enough. We don't need two.
Aren't you amazed by the Anzalil? They're so full of mysteries.
I'm not amazed by something that haunts everyone in their dream. They're savage, merciless, brutal, but undoubtedly powerful. It's all I can say about the Argonians of Black Marsh.
Why didn't the Empire declare war on the Argonians for murdering their
You
emperor?
think the Empire did nothing? The Elder Council sent spies after spies, soldiers after soldiers into the marsh. They never returned, and it has horrified the Elder Council. I don't mean to sound sarcastic, but it would probably have been brighter if Emperor Aurelius was really assassinated by a political rival. But even so, you and I know the spies and soldiers didn't simply get lost in the marshes.
Oh, no doubt.
The world awaits. It's a good day for
Let me
adventuring.
check. Tell me more about your life in
I
Cyrodiil.
used to stay inside my family's manor when I was very young, not at all willing to go outside and see the world. At a very young age, I developed a habit of reading. For a time, my brother and sister both believed I would surely become a mage. But my mother simply refused to teach me magic, claiming it was too dangerous for a little girl like me. I was very disappointed, that's for sure. But then, one day, I saw my brother and his squire, a boy from House Vici, practicing combat. With a child's curiosity, I stepped closer to observe their movement. Almost immediately, I became fascinated with the art of melee combat. For the rest of my childhood, if I wasn't reading, then I was practicing with swords and shields under my brother's watch. I should thank him for ignoring my mother's protests and taught me the way of a soldier anyway.
Your brother, who is he?
My brother, Matthias, was as renowned a swordsman as my father was in his youth. He followed Prince Julius to fight the Argonians near our borders when I was still a baby. The story may be exaggerated, but from what I've heard, he killed 12 Argonians in a row without even a scratch on his armor. Judging from what I've seen in his movements, I'd say that wouldn't be that far from the truth. Though I guess
Interesting.
that's nothing, if you compare that to Julius slaughtering 100 Argonians alone with his magic. A truly terrifying character.
It's quite unheard of for a noble
I
girl.
didn't give much regards to what the other noble girls behaved like. I wanted to be a soldier, like my father and brother were, so I followed my goal, even if it sounded odd to those outside our family. Thankfully, my family was quite open-minded. My father didn't object my pursuit, and my mother's complaints stopped as soon as I reached adolescence.
What happened after you learned how to
I
fight?
spent a few years adventuring in Cyrodiil after I learned everything my brother would teach me. I traveled around the Imperial Province, killing goblins and bandits, venturing ancient forts and Ayleid ruins to learn practical combat skills. Truth is, I left my family's manor without telling my mother. I knew she wouldn't allow me anyway, so I saved her the effort of yelling at me. My brother Matthias and my sister Cassandra, on the other hand, were both fully aware of that. I knew Cassandra would manage to persuade Mama. So, I guess in the end, I saved Mother from yelling at me so that she could sore her throat by screaming at Cassandra, to put it colorfully.
You traveled alone without any help?
There was one, actually. My brother insisted that I take a mage from the Legion so that she could protect me. But in the end, it was more of the reverse. I've saved her so many times that she needed me more than I needed her. But it was from this Legionnaire mage that I learned what it means to be fighting for a cause, in a team bound by comradeship and honor. She became my teacher, and my reason to join the Legion. Looking back, I dare say that was exactly what Matthias had been planning all along, though he never admitted it.
Anything else about your father,
I
Amulius?
respect the man.
Can you tell me about his origin? As his daughter, you should know that part
As
well.
the Empire's second most powerful man, my father came from humble roots. He was born to a peasant couple during the Dubois Wars, a civil war in High Rock that happened decades ago. During the war, the exiled Princess of Shornhelm, Adelise, was wounded in an assault. My grandparents found her while they were hunting in the wilds. After knowing who she was, they decided to give her safe shelter until she could regain strength and continue the fight against Dubois. But, to their detriment, Dubois' soldiers eventually found her. They slaughtered everyone in the village. Blood ran in the river on that day. My grandparents died saving Princess Adelise, and in return, she promised to raise their infant son in their stead. The Princess of Shornhelm was good to her word. After she joined forces with Emperor Saturnius to defeat Dubois, she made my father her ward. Hence, Adelise became the Queen of Shornhelm, and my father sort of became a prince.
Well, that's pretty neat. Now, at the moment, I believe it's all the info we can get from her regarding her past. There's a few more things right here, but it doesn't really progress the story. So, just going to...
Let's get to our next target.
Proceed with the mission, and the sun's already pretty high. We've been talking for quite a while. Oops. Let me go ahead and quick save. Now, Livia Salvian Revamped is sort of a teaser trailer for a much larger mod that Anbegod has uploaded called Death Consumes All. I tried playing that mod, but it's buggy. And either I messed something up or the game messed something up, and I couldn't progress past a certain point. So if I can get that squared away after we do this, we can probably do that mod review as well. From what I played of it, it was really enjoyable, but the bugs ultimately got the better of it. I'd give it a 7 out of 10 just from what I've seen so far. That number might change once I get to finish it, but overall, it's a pretty solid story. I'm currently playing a Nord, by the way. I'm focusing more on archery and not as much magic, although we will have to do the College of Winterhold quest line at some point.
You have failed.
I assume you're talking about the bandit, Livia, and not me.
You will die.
This bow drinks enchantments. Good lord. I also have the Ethereal Crown, but I didn't do the mission. It's just from the mods. I also have, like, almost $1 million, so money isn't really an object. I have the Skeleton Key and maybe 1,000 lockpicks, so we're doing pretty good. Did I quick save? I'll quick save anyway. I'm going to breeze through Bleak Falls Barrow. Probably edit out most of it unless Livia says anything interesting. Just kind of run through nobody's favorite dungeon. Oh, hello. I need to get a better sword. I only have a basic unenchanted iron sword for close combat, so I guess I'll just do this. I also have no shouts available.
They're done.
I'm starting off a brand new character. I just made this character like 30 minutes ago, so here we are. Let's see if I can snipe these guys from right here. I don't think I did. It's just occurred to me that the little Twitch bar at the top of my screen blocks my compass, so I can't see anything. And I'm clearly not a stealth archer. Come on. In the face. Yeah, that's a bad day, bud. I don't know why I'm picking things up. It's not like I need them. If I don't get anything but the golden claw, that's fine. I made a dark elf named Daddy Dagoth because I'm a simp for Dagother. I know I shouldn't be, but I am. And it was pretty great. That's how I'd beat this mod quest the first time. Now that was a good shot. Oh good, you're here. Any new dialogue yet?
If you
Nothing
must.
new yet. Yes, I must. I'm just checking. Let's go. Where's the switch? Well, I guess it won't matter. I think she's marked essential, so I don't think you have to worry about her dying. Ow. Come on, walk through it.
For Cyrodiil.
You can see she can definitely hold her own in battle. What I'll end up doing is, once I find some new armor, I'll probably give her a set of Daedric armor, but I've enchanted so that I can ensure that she'll never die, because she'll have like 8,000 hit points. I won't do anything else too crazy to buff her. She doesn't really need it. But, you know, I always make sure my people are good. This is the grapple gun. But you probably knew that already. Oops. Don't want you to think I'm running around with a Glock in, you know, Scandinavia. Alright, let me see if I remember this. Bear, dragonfly, bird? I remember it's twice every time you turn it. And if not, well... go and get our first dragon word, Foos. Oh no. Be a shame if you died as soon as you woke up after 5,000 years. Take the dragon stone. I don't really need the Sword of Frost. I don't know why I took that poison. Why did I do that? I don't really use shields. I'm not going to focus on magic too much this round. I'm going to just keep it sword and bow. Oh, good, you're here. Let's go and drop off this dragon stone. We'll have to get through all this monologue with Jarl Balgruuf and all that unskippable stuff. So just enjoy the ride if you're here watching with us.
All the details. So the Jarl thinks you can be of use to me. Oh yes, he must be referring to my research into the dragons. Yes, I could use someone to fetch something for me. Well, when I say fetch, I really mean delve into a dangerous ruin in search of an ancient stone tablet that may or may not actually be there.
Alright, so where am I going and what am I
Straight
fetching?
to the point, eh? No need for tedious hows and whys. I like that. Leave those details to your betters, am I right? I, learned of a certain stone tablet said to be housed in Bleak Falls Barrow. A dragon stone, said to contain a map of dragon burial sites. Go to Bleak Falls Barrow, find this tablet, no doubt interred in the main chamber, and bring it to me. Simplicity itself.
Oh, do you mean this old thing?
The dragon stone of Bleak Falls Barrow.
There's no time to stand on ceremony, my friend. I want you to go with Irileth and help her fight this dragon. You survived Helgen, but I haven't forgotten the service you did for me. As a token of my esteem, and please, accept this gift from my personal armory.
I should come
Wonderful.
along. I would very much like to see this dragon.
Hide armor of minor illusion.
It's a good day for adventuring.
I need you here working on
Any
ways to
new
defend
dialogue?
yourself against this
Not
dragon.
yet. Join my journey.
You command.
One last thing, Irileth. This isn't a death or glory.
Alright, let's go kill the dragon, and let's see if it updates her information at all. And if not, well, we'll probably have to do a little bit more waiting
I'll
in-game
see you
for
at
that
the
to
watchtower
trigger.
as soon as the rest of the men have gathered.
We are going to go down to Pelagia Farm, and then I'll just zip my way over there.
No signs of any dragon right now, but it sure looks like he's been here. I know it looks bad, but we've got to figure out what
Look at her
happened.
go.
And if that dragon is still skulking around somewhere. Spread out and look for survivors.
Going
We
to
need to
equip
know
our
what-
bow. This enchantment is just the worst. Good lord. Barely killed 10 people with this bow. Okay. 7 a.m. is as good as time as any to kill our first dragon. And what we'll do is we're just going to camp up on top of this tower. This is the same texture as when Alduin rips open the tower in Helgen. It's the same thing. They just copied and pasted the same tower. How about that? I have to say, for a remaster of a 9-year-old game, and the remaster itself is 4, almost 5 years old now, I think. It's still a very pretty game. I'm not even running any graphical enhancement mods. And I missed it. I'm telling you, I'm the worst with a bow. I don't know why I chose bow for this playthrough. I can always change it. It's not like Oblivion or Morrowind. Alright, hold still. Thank you. Ow. That hurt. Murmelnir. Kind of sounds like Mjolnir. I wonder if he's dead. I'm just going to yeet myself. Hey, I killed him. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, I am playing Legendary, but I'm just so OP that, well, you see what happens. I love that it very subtly implies that this dragon ate one of the Whiterun guards because you find his helmet and armor and boots and other stuff. It's kind of like when Odahviing swoops that guy off the porch at Dragon's Reach toward the end of a game. You just watch him go up, and then you watch him go down. It's morbid. I shouldn't laugh at it. Use the shout section. And we're going to favorite that. Come on. I know you didn't get swooped off the mountain, or whatever it is. Can you be any slower?
Let's make a plan.
Yes, the plan is we go. Let's go and check this Amulius
There is no
dialogue.
one who is as honorable as he is.
What do you think about your
I
father?
admire the man. He has the best interest of the Empire in his heart. The Empire is at its darkest moment, thanks to the vile manipulation of the nobility and the Flaming Eagle's grasping talons. It needs a champion of Cyrodiil who will vanquish the Empire's enemies, just as the hero of Kvatch defeated the Daedra.
I understood that reference. And you think your father is that champion?
I believe so. What, are you jealous, mighty hero?
And here's where we kind of start the flirtation. Not when it is I who has his daughter's precious time. He should be jealous.
That he should.
Alright, so as you can see, that kind of gets a chuckle out of her. That kind of boosts your disposition with her. And we're going to progress through the quest a little bit, see if that triggers any new dialogue. I don't know why Dragon's Reach doesn't spawn on the map after I kill that dragon. It's only around this quest that it does that. Might be a little bug, but it wouldn't be a Bethesda game without bugs, would it? I love that one Tumblr post where someone was like, is this a bug or a feature? And they just say yes. Like, that's just classic. I love it.
Good.
Bro, how does your back not get messed up sitting like that all the
What
time?
happened at the watchtower? Was the dragon there?
Yeah, but then I killed
I
it.
knew I could count on Irileth, but
I'm the one that killed it.
To it than that.
Politics is always disputed.
Yeah, it turns out I'm kind of
If
something
sorry,
called a
then my father
Dragonborn.
has to get into the
No big
noble
deal.
realm
Dragonborn.
play. But
What
at
do
least
you know
he
about the
remembers his
Dragonborn?
Well, I've played this game like 100 times, so I know a lot about it. All I do know is that I absorbed some kind of power from it when I killed
So
it.
it's true. The Greybeards really were summoning you.
And the Greybeards are.
Masters of the way of the voice. They live in seclusion, high on the slopes of the throat of the world.
And what do they want
The
with me?
Dragonborn is said to be uniquely gifted in the voice. If you really are Dragonborn, they can teach you how to use your gift. You heard the
Cool story, bro.
summons. What else could it mean? The Grey. You've done a great service for me and my city.
Yeah, now make
Dragonborn.
me Thane.
By
Do
my
it.
right as Jarl, I name you Thane of Whiterun. I
Yay.
assign you Lydia as a personal housecarl. I'll also.
I don't care.
We are honored to have
you hear
as
Blah, blah,
Thane
blah,
of
blah,
our
blah.
Dragonborn.
And I'm just straight up gonna ignore Lydia. Goodbye.
The Jarl has appointed me
No.
to your house, Carl. It's an honor to serve you.
I
Farewell.
know it's an honor to serve me. I am a glorious person. My God. Alright. We're going to quick save again, because you can never save too many times with a game as buggy as Skyrim. Hi. And let's see. Still no more dialogue.
Shall we
Okay,
go?
well. We shall indeed go. What's the next quest? I'm not going to do that right now. Speak to the Greybeards. I imagine the next trigger will be after I get the Horn of Jurgen Windcaller when I am formally introduced as Dragonborn. Fortunately, I have a mod that lets me skip through most of that, so we can do that pretty quickly in our next episode. I hope you have enjoyed this little walkthrough. I know we didn't get an awful lot of Livia's story unlocked, but it is the beginning, and things are a little bit slow in the beginning. That's the way it is sometimes. There's a lot more to uncover. Maybe, how long did it take me? At least 5-6 hours, maybe 8 if we take it slower. A lot of content. I know that a lot of folks have some trouble progressing some of the quests, so hopefully this playthrough will help answer some questions that a lot of people in the community have.
But this talk of dragons, world gone mad, I say.
Never change, Whiterun Guard. Never change. Alright, well, this has been Livia Salvian Revamped Episode 1. If you would like to see more of this, remember to please hit the subscribe button, like the video, stuff like that. Helps the channel algorithm and all that fun stuff. If you like other Skyrim content, I have like Ron Swanson's...
You killed the dragon.
Please stop interrupting. I have Ron Swanson's Skyrim Survival Guide. I have an entire New Vegas playthrough that we just wrapped up recently, working on Red Dead Redemption 2 as well. Lots of content for all kinds of different things that you might be interested in. So, just check that out if you feel like it. Alright, well, that's going to do it for today's episode. Good night. Good luck. Ring-a-ding-ding, baby.